on out there in YouTube world? This is Brian Hull here, and I have been a voice actor out in LA for about 7.5 years now. And yeah, anytime I talk with somebody on a podcast interview or anything like that, I almost always get asked the same question. What would you say to somebody who wants to get started in voiceover? And I'm sure if you go listen to a lot of those interviews that I've done, you're probably going to hear a different answer from me every single time. Because every time I'm asked that question, I have like 30 answers pop into my brain, and I'm like, I don't know which one to pick. So I wanted to come on here and do my top 5 that I think I would really like to let people know before they go into this industry. But before we get to that, I wanted to talk to you guys about the sponsor of this video, Disney Emoji Blitz, and thank you, Disney Emoji Blitz, for sponsoring this video. And also stick around, you can find out how you could win a $100 gift card to Disney. So you've seen them all over the App Store, the Swipe 3 games. Why would Disney Emoji Blitz be any different? Well, number one, it's got a bunch of Disney characters, so it's already better than most of the other ones out there. With this game, you're continuously unlocking new emojis to play with in-game, and each emoji has got its own special skill that separates it from all the other emojis, so each one is unique and different, and this adds skill. Who thought you'd get skill in a Swipe 3 game? Also, when you want to unlock an emoji in the game, you don't just unlock it in the game. You also get to unlock it on your phone, and you can use them in conversations. Who doesn't want to use Disney emojis in their texts? I do. And also, it's not limited to just your favorite Disney characters. There's Star Wars characters, there's Disney Afternoon characters, there's Pixar characters. There's something for everybody here. So to get Disney Emoji Blitz for yourself, head down to the description, download the game, and play to your heart's content. And once again with Disney Emoji Blitz, I'm doing another sweepstakes. Now, there's 2 gift cards I'm giving away. One $50 one, one $100 one. So to get the $50 gift card, all you have to do is just screenshot when you hit 1,000,000 points or more in a game, and you'll be entered to win the $50,000. No, not $50,000. Good gravy. $50. I'm not giving no $50,000. Share it onto Instagram or Twitter and just tag me in it, and you will be submitted to win the $50 gift card. To win the $100 one, you have to show me that you're over level 50. Screenshot your home page, let me see that you're at level 50, but same thing, tag me on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll find it there. And then on February 26th, I will be drawing for a winner for both the $50 and the $100 gift card. So enjoy the game, good luck to everyone out there, and let's get to those top 5 tips. The number 5 one I always do is I really want to stress to people, just doing funny voices is not enough to get a sustainable career. I've met a lot of people in my life who are like, oh, I can do a really good Stitch impression. Should I just go be a voice actor? No! It's great that you can do whatever impression it is that you do, but just doing an impression is not enough to get voice work. It's a start. It's a step in the right direction, but you have to be able to do more than just imitate a line or two from the movie. And you have to be able to take whatever the character says and make them say it in a unique way. Like, for example, I was on an episode of Tangled, and in this particular show, I was cast to be Teen Sideburns. Sideburns, you know, the Sabbington brothers from the original movie, but them as teenagers. But even then, I had an extra layer on top of it. I couldn't just say the lines as the Sabbington brothers. I had to say it as them as a teenager. But on top of that, they were actually Rapunzel in their bodies. So I had to say it like Rapunzel, but also like the Sabbington brothers as teenagers. So you have to know how to be able to make them sound like however you need them to. Number 4, I also get this one a lot. Should I just move out to LA because I can do some good voices, or I did this one voice job? I should just move out to LA with the big dogs. No! Don't do that! That sounded like Jack Black. No! Now, not to say anything bad about LA. I love the city. I love living here. When you come out to LA, you're against the big dogs. Yes, you can get possibly bigger opportunities, but you are against some of the biggest competition in the entire industry just by auditioning. Even procuring an agent out here is going to be really difficult, which is another thing. You need to have an agent to do this. Voice acting isn't like music or anything like that you can kind of do it on your own. No, you gotta have an agent. This world still works on that. If you live near a big-ish city and it's not LA, go there. Most cities have a talent agent for voiceover. It may not necessarily always be cartoons or animation, But there's commercials, there's promos for local businesses, there's stuff like that everywhere. And there's even some agencies who they will represent you in one city and LA. Like I have a friend of mine who does that. He's represent in both Texas and in LA. If you don't have to move out to LA, don't. Right now you can be a big fish in a little pond, get some work behind you, build up your resume, and then, only then, if you feel like you can really do something out in LA, move out here, and then try your luck. The third thing I like to tell people is this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I don't know how many people I've come up to, it's just like, oh, you must be swimming in money. You must have all this stuff, da-da-da. And I'm like, no, not by a long shot. Now, granted, I live comfortably in LA. That's a big, that feels good to say, but at the same time, I'm not in any way, shape, or form swimming in money. And this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. In fact, I probably couldn't make a living off of just voice acting alone right now. Maybe eventually in the future, but right now, definitely not. And especially, that took 7.5 years to get there. It takes years and years and years to break into this industry. You are not going to have any get-rich-quick schemes here. No siree, Bob. Number 2, I would say be prepared for failure. And by that, I don't necessarily mean that you're going to botch voice jobs or anything like that. But I know how a lot of artists out there think, because I've talked to y'all. I've talked to a lot of other voice actors, I've talked to other just artists in general, animators, producers, anybody who works in entertainment. You're going to feel like you failed. A lot. Whether you actually failed or not is another story. A lot of it comes down to a lot of our perfectionism, because most artists have it. And yeah, you gotta get over that. I can't tell you how many times in my life I have held myself back from something because I was scared to fail. Like, I will tell you guys right now, if Let It Go had never went viral, I never would have attempted voiceover, because I was convinced I wasn't good enough, and that was my fear holding me back. And even then, I made Let It Go, and I felt like a failure, because I looked at that seeing only the imperfections of how terrible it was. But I was wrong about my own work. Fancy that, an artist wrong about his own work. That's never happened. But even though I failed, I actually succeeded. And you're going to feel like a failure when you audition and audition and audition and audition and audition and audition. And you're not going to get the vast majority of what you auditioned for. Heck, you're not even going to hear back from like 98% of them. And you know what? That doesn't mean you're a bad voice actor. That just means this industry's tough to get into. And there were days where I felt like I couldn't get out of bed because I was such a failure. There were days where I couldn't do anything and I should just give up and forget all this. But I stuck through it and I persevered. And now I can say that I do voices for part of my living. And this is incredible. And the last thing I'd like to tell people is just to have fun with it. A lot of times, people who work in entertainment just forget to remember that we're working in entertainment. It's kind of hard to entertain when we're not being entertained ourselves, or at least having fun. Because I notice whenever I'm stressed and in my own mind and like really trying to make this product as good as I can, it usually makes a worse product than if I'm just having fun. Yes, I want it to sound like a great performance, but not at the expense of my own enjoyment and the fact that when I'm having fun, the audience is having a better time. When I'm having fun behind the microphone, you can feel that, you can hear it in the character, and it really comes out. Yeah, those are my top 5 reasons, but I do want to say that I know a few of these topics got a little tough to be like, yeah, this world is really hard to break into, and it'll beat you down. It'll really hurt. But those times when I'm in the booth, the short times I get to be in that booth, they make all of the struggle worth it. And that's how I know I'm doing what it is I need to do. And I've met some people who thought they were voice actors and they got in that booth and just realized it wasn't worth it. And there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that at all. The only shame is if you feel like you want to try this and you never give yourself the opportunity. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Hopefully this helps somebody. Either that or I'm just rambling to the void about nothing. Oh, that got a little too real quick. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had a great time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!